Okay, to start with the brows, I'm using the Salon Perfect Pomade in dark brown, brushing them with a spoolie, and then I'm going to fill them in. Start putting the eyebrow product on the tail of the brow. That way you don't get too much product on the front of the brow. You want it to be a nice ombre effect. It should be light at the front and then dark at the end. Then I used a Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil because it was a darker shade and I wanted to darken the tail of her brows just a little bit. Now to get her eyes nice and ready, I'm using this MAC Prep and Prime. This is just going to make sure that the eyeshadow lasts very long. If you do not have a primer, you can always go in with some concealer. It works just as great. For this eye look, I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So to set the primer, I'm going in with the very first shade in the color Tempera. Now as a transitional shade, I'm going to be using Burnt Orange. I'm going to put that in her crease and blend it in windshield wiper motions. So to ensure that the crease color was very strong, I keep going back in with Burnt Orange. This is something you're going to want to do to make sure that any dark colors you put on later is going to blend in nicely. Now I switched brushes and went in with a much smaller, denser brush, and I chose Red Ochre, and I'm going to start applying that right on the outer corner of her eye. Once I packed on enough of Red Ochre on the outer edges, I went in with a fluffy blending brush and just blended it all out. Now to deepen up the outer corners, I took a small blending brush and I went in with Cypress Umber, and I just placed that right on the outer corner but a little bit lower than Red Ochre. Now to cut her crease a little bit. This is going to be more of like a half cut crease. So I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Nude Beige. And I'm just going to place it on the inner corner of her eye. Here's a little tip for y'all. Whenever you're doing a cut crease, you want to do one eye at a time. So I did her left eye with concealer, and then I went in with Vermeer from the eyeshadow palette all over the concealer. Okay, so I lost a little bit of footage, but what I did was I cleaned up the edges of her eyeshadow with concealer, and then I did her liquid liner with the NYC liquid liner in pearlized black. And since she did not want to wear falsies, I'm going in with the L'Oreal telescopic mascara in black. Now, if you want full coverage and you have some acne or any redness, go in with a green concealer. This concealer is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. And you just want to dot this wherever you have acne or redness. You don't want to apply it as you would a regular concealer because it can leave almost a whitish gray cast on your face. Now I'm just going in with a Real Techniques beauty sponge to blend out the concealer. Now I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. She does have combination skin, so a matte foundation worked perfectly fine on her. Now I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Nude Beige just to highlight under her eyes and give a little bit more coverage. Little disclaimer is a couple of the products that I was using on her eyes were her own, therefore I didn't have to sanitize them. Now to warm up her face, I'm going to use this contouring palette by Wet n Wild, mostly to warm up the edges of her face because the foundation did look a little bit too light on her. So this freaking contouring palette is amazing. You guys should definitely buy it. It's only like $6 and it's really good. Now I'm going to use my favorite loose powder. It is the Coty Air Spun. This is really good for baking, setting your whole face even. I feel like it works amazing. So I put this under her eyes and down the bridge of her nose because she does get oily there. And to pass time and let the face bake, I went in to bronze her face up a little bit more with this Milani bronzer in the shade Glow. It is so beautiful. It's like an orangey bronzer and it has gold reflex. It went perfect with her eye look and it really warmed up her face. Looked beautiful. So to add some color to her face, I went in with the Milani Romantic Rose blush. Just applied it on the apples of her cheeks. And once I felt that it was time to remove the powder, I just went in with a big fluffy brush and wiped it away. Now to highlight the face and make her look nice and glowy, you know, like a glazed donut, I went in with the Anastasia Glow Kit in the shade That Glow, and I went in with the 2 light shades. Now, after doing a client's foundation and putting makeup on, you might want to go in with a facial spray. So I'm using the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. When doing a client's makeup, you want to make sure that you're very sanitary. So purchase some lip wands. These are disposable from Amazon. I got them for a couple dollars. And I'm using a NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipstick in the shade Bedtime Flirt. Then to complement the look, I wanted her to have a glossy lip. So I went in with a nude lip by Milani.